I hope you have unlimited text messaging by Miss Garm. Chapter 64. Get well cards from the edge. 4. The hard letters. Dear Dr. Stark, it was such a pleasure to meet you last Friday, although I wish the night had gone better. I had a feeling it would probably end in disaster, but I didn't expect anybody to end up hospitalized. Virginia told me what really happened, and I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. I wish you a speedy and safe recovery. Honestly, Virginia has been a bit of a wreck these last few days. You know that she spent the night outside your hospital room. I literally had to drag her back to the hotel. Of course, that was before your assistant moved her into the tower for security reasons. I like Miss Rodriguez. I almost want to take her for my company. Most people would be uncomfortable with their girlfriend being so distraught over their former lover. I'm not. You were friends long before you were lovers, and I think Virginia wants that friendship back. Also, apparently you have a new boyfriend who's in South Africa. At least that's what Miss Rodriguez told me. I really do like her. Anyway, I wish you good health and a speedy recovery. Robert. From Papapat to Tony Carbonell. Subject, cookies will be waiting for you when you get home. So this morning I saw the now former head of the Jarvis Foundation let out in handcuffs for trying to kill you. Happy and Kevin marched it together, gleefully eating donuts. I assume this means that you'll be coming home soon. I made sure that your assistant had a box of your favorite cookies, in addition to the cookie bouquet that will arrive once I'm sure you're back home. Somebody needed to give you something nice to make up for the board getting you a get-well gift that might send you back to the hospital. Although, let's be honest, you prefer food over flowers. You never eat enough when you get into the creative zone. The cookie bouquet will be waiting for you when you get back from wherever you are. No, Jim wouldn't tell me anything. Or Happy, for that matter, who you really need to call. Why did you decide to put him in charge of a spy agency that technically doesn't exist anymore? Part of me thinks that you've skipped off to wherever Stephen is, but Phil has reassured me that's not the case. That was a deeply unpleasant conversation for several reasons. When were you going to tell me that Phil was back? Or is that just one of those things we don't talk about? We have a really lengthy list of things that we need to talk about, and I'm tired of avoiding those conversations. So I'm going to start now. I told you that I ended our relationship because I didn't want to watch you die, and I couldn't deal with you going out and saving the world every night. I couldn't just sit at home every night wondering if you were going to come home to me. Of course, in hindsight, I realized that our problems were nowhere near that simple. It was stupid of me to ask you to choose. Selfish, really. I realize that now. It was even more ridiculous for me to think that distancing myself from you would lessen the impact, because Friday night showed me that it's still going to hurt, even if you no longer hold the title of boyfriend. I actually saw you die. No, you died in my arms. Your heart stopped. If I wasn't sitting next to you with an EpiPen in my purse, you would be dead right now. It wasn't a supervillain that got you, but a disgruntled employee. All they needed to know was you can have sunflower seeds. The greatest irony of all was I was the one who asked your assistant to make sure the caterers and the event planner had your allergy list. My actions almost got you killed. Does watching you die make me question if I made the right choice in breaking up with you? I would be stupid to not acknowledge that it did make me reevaluate my choice, but it doesn't change things in the long run. It just made me realize that we fell apart for 1,000,000 other reasons as well. Then there is also the fact that I really like Robert. Maybe I'm even starting to fall in love with him. I think it could get there. Surprisingly, he supports me, even when I'm crying over my ex-boyfriend. That's a lot to ask from a guy, and he's not even jealous, because he trusts me implicitly. Although it probably helps that you have a boyfriend. Miss Rodriguez mentioned that repeatedly. I think he might think that I was just your beard, and I am not correcting that assumption yet. Apparently, he's way too young to remember when this Tony Stark gay sex tape came out. If you say anything about me dating a guy who's too young to remember that, I will remind you that you're with a guy who's only been conscious for about 30 years. If I really think about it, this thing you have with Stefan has been building for a while. He was all you would talk about. Granted, most of the time you were cursing his name, but I think I was just trying to cover up the truth. It makes sense. Maybe it can work better than you and me, because he gets the part of your life that I didn't, or maybe I couldn't completely understand. Maybe a part of me is glad you're going to know what it's like to be constantly scared that you lose the one you love. I'm not mad about Stefan. If I can have a new boyfriend, you can have a new boyfriend. Okay, I'm a little mad. Not that you have a boyfriend, but that you didn't tell me. How did it get this bad between us? At the same time, I'm worried. I saw you after Siberia. Not in person, because you were and still are avoiding me, but your bruised face was all over Twitter. I don't know what happened because you won't tell me since we don't have that type of relationship anymore, but I'm concerned. I know you can hold your own, but he's a lot stronger than you are. Jim said that you two have worked it out, but I am concerned. Just because we stopped sleeping together doesn't mean I stopped caring. I'm always going to care about you. When your boyfriend gets back to the States, we're having dinner together. All four of us. P.S. I think it is best if Happy comes back to New York. He's joining me for the Labor Day event anyway. I would feel better if he was there with you after what happened. Really, call him and stop pushing us all away. From Tony Carbonell to Pepper Pot. Subject, cookies will be waiting for you when you get home. Hey, my Pepper Pot. Thank you for the cookies and the edible bouquet. They were delicious as always, or at least what was left in the refrigerator was delicious after the little vultures devoured the bouquet. They made an excellent post-engineering binge snack. I may have gone in head first, which is why I did it right when I arrived yesterday. I hope you told Kevin to get a couple of cases of those cookies for Monday's thing at the Children's Hospital. Yes, I'm still going. I need to show the world I'm not dead, and that I'm not afraid. I'm really sorry that I worried you. We're taking precautions to make sure that I am no longer susceptible to the sunflower technique. Even I don't want to go because of an allergic reaction. It would just be downright tragic and ridiculously embarrassing. Your boyfriend also wrote me to express his well wishes. It was attached to the edible arrangement. Let him know. I appreciate it. I would write myself, but I don't have his email address. Anyway, we can talk more when we see each other Monday. P.S. I know about Abby coming. We spoke, and he is really not happy about me almost dying because of the sunflower murder conspiracy, or avoiding him for the last few months. It's better now.